Breaking news tonight, I-75 South has reopened less than 24 hours after an overpass collapsed. This is video from just a short time ago as the lanes reopened with police leading the way. Good evening, everyone. They said it would take 48 hours to clean up the mess after the old Hopple Street overpass collapsed last night, but tonight the interstate's open again.
This is a live look at the Hopple Street exit. It has been nothing short of a stunning display of how to work together to get a major north-south interstate artery open again. Traffic and commerce is moving again on I-75. Local 12's Angenette Levy was the first reporter on the air last night at the collapse and is back there tonight to report some very good news. Angenette.
Well, this is excellent news, Rob, for everybody in our area and people who travel on I-75 from Detroit all the way down to Florida. I-75 southbound is back open tonight. The debris removal went more quickly than anticipated. It was initially expected that the southbound lanes of 75 could be closed until Thursday. They looked at the pavement here. There was a little bit of damage. It was repaired, and the lanes are back open tonight, but there are still a lot of questions about what led to this overpass collapse. As crews spent the day and evening clearing chunks of concrete from I-75 South, curious and concerned neighbors and drivers stopped by to look at the unbelievable damage.
I drive underneath there every day, and I felt unsafe that it could fall, and the next day it fell.
Jason Vaughn drove under the overpass around 7 Monday night. He was concerned by what he saw.
It seemed weird the way they had the bridge actually cut up, dismantled, and lines cut through it with their saws. And
75 South, the bridge is collapsed on the expressway.
A construction worker made that 911 call around 10:30 p.m. The southbound lanes of 75 were shut down. A semi-driver drove into the wreckage and was injured. 35-year-old construction worker Brandon Carl, a father of 4, was killed.
It's a routine operation for the most part. We've done it on other projects. So it was a simple demolition of the bridge.
An Ohio Department of Transportation spokesman says it's not clear whether any steel on the overpass had been cut. The exact cause of the collapse remains under investigation. Cincinnati's police chief says the track hoe was on top of the overpass at the time of the collapse. Brandon Carl was outside that vehicle just doing his job. A tragedy that's not lost on anyone.
I was real sad when I found out someone actually got hurt, though, because then I was like, gosh, I just had that feeling.
And tonight, this is being treated as a tragic workplace accident. OSHA and other agencies and entities are investigating this collapse. Traffic moving smoothly here on I-75 southbound, and I spoke with the Ohio Department of Transportation just a little while ago when that traffic opened shortly before 10 o'clock tonight. I am told it's still being determined whether or not Kokosing, the company that was working on the overpass, will be fined. Reporting live from Camp Washington, Angenette Levy, Local 12 News. Rob?
Angenette, when we learned that 75 had reopened again, for a moment we didn't believe it because it was so fast, and originally the estimate was at least 2 days.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't believe it, Rob. I saw just a few cars coming down here, and I thought, well, maybe they're just testing it out. But then our chief photographer, Kevin Jordan, saw that some of the orange barrels were moved away. The amount of traffic that was coming through here, the number of cars increased slowly. So it became very apparent very quickly that the interstate was indeed reopened, and it just went more quickly. That debris removal went more quickly than anybody had anticipated.
It really did. Can you tell from your vantage point whether there was any work on the road bed itself? There was a lot of talk about possibly having to resurface that. Can you tell?
Yeah, I really can't tell at this point, Rob. That Ohio Department of Transportation spokesperson that I had some email exchanges with, he said that there was some damage to the pavement, but they were able to repair that. So whether or not they actually resurfaced that, not really sure about that, but it was considered to be minor damage, which is shocking considering the force with which that overpass had to just pound down onto those lanes last night.
Yes, it is. Angenette, thanks very much. State Department of Transportation records show the Hopple Street overpass was built in 1961. It was last inspected just November, and at that time it received a grade of 7 out of 9, which is considered very good.